I have finally figured out something huge when it comes to writing a book. Now, I've written 4 bestsellers myself, and I've helped hundreds of people write, publish, and launch nonfiction books to achieve back-end business success. And the thing that I have figured out is the reason why people write a book is often going to dictate how likely they are to complete the book and how likely it is to be successful. Let me explain. The stronger the reason of writing the book is, the more likelihood they have of completing the book. We know from studies that are out there that about 81% of people want to write a book, but only a few percent of people actually do. We also know that of the people who actually write a book, only a few of them actually get published or get their book out to market. And so what I want to share with you right now is I've boiled it down into 3 core buckets of why people would write a book. Okay? And each bucket is a specific set of reasons that might interest somebody when considering writing a book. And I believe that if you can identify the bucket that you're in and make that your priority, you may have multiple buckets, but if you can identify what the key priority is, the key intention, the key reason why you're trying to write this book, then I believe you're going to have more success, both in terms of completion and in terms of sales and back-end opportunity. So the 3 buckets are very straightforward. The first bucket that people tend to fall into when thinking about writing a book is the growth bucket. Now, the growth bucket is for the people who are using the book to achieve a very specific business back-end objective. Here are some of the most common ones that we see. They write a book because they want to get growth in their speaking career. Maybe they want to start getting speaking gigs, or they want to do more of them. They want credibility. They want to be seen as the go-to authority in their space. They want to be a bestseller. They want to level up how people perceive them. They want to level up their credentials, right? This is very, very key for a lot of people, especially if they don't have a secondary degree or any letters by their name. We see this very often. The other thing that is also in the growth is coaching or consulting clients. So more in the high ticket service-based space, as well as the last piece that I'll share with you is the product sales, whether that's digital products, courses, templates, various different digital products, low to high ticket, low to mid ticket, low to high ticket, and also physical products. Okay. This is the growth bucket. You're writing a book because you're looking to grow something. And again, the stronger the reason, the more you want to grow, the more beneficial writing the book could actually be for your back-end objectives. The second bucket that a lot of people fall into when thinking about writing a book is what I call the transition or evolution bucket. Now, this bucket is often for people who are looking to make a change, but they don't want to start from ground zero. A perfect example of this would be the corporate executive who has 25 years of experience and is excellent at what they do, but now they want to branch off and do their own thing. Maybe they're tired of working in the corporate world, or maybe they're looking to start their own or create even a side hustle while in their day job. The other way to think about this specifically is the person who wants to evolve within their existing career. And this is different from growth because you're not starting something necessarily crazily new, but what you're doing is you're evolving where you already are at. And this would be somebody who is maybe at a good space, but what they want to do is they want to transition departments. They want to get that promotion. They're doing something that's going to aid in their growth as they make a career transition, okay? And so some of the reasons of what somebody would be thinking of in the transition or evolution bucket is they want to have a new career or a new business, okay? I see this a lot. There are people that are fitness instructors and they want to switch into, let's say, mindset coaching. Well, a great way to bridge the gap so you don't have to wait years and years to be seen as the expert in that space is you write a book, you take your past experience and you combine it with the lessons you've learned and you tie that together to give yourself some credibility in the new space. We had a client who did something very similar to this. She was in the corporate world and she wanted to write a book because she wanted to speak, coach, and consult. And so she wrote a book not based on the job she had, but based on the job she wanted. And that book was able to catapult her, and she didn't have to waste time building everything from the ground up because she had a best-selling book on the new topic that she wanted to do. This is how you can do that. If you want to switch jobs, if you want a new stream of revenue, okay? These are the different ways that you can be thinking about writing a book if you are in the transition or evolution bucket. Again, the stronger the desire is, the stronger the reason is, the greater the chance of completion and success. The more you want to switch your career and have success, the faster you should be considering writing the book. And then the last bucket is the personal bucket. And this is very much for the person who is thinking about writing a book and they've always wanted to do it. And there are a few things that come to mind when it's the personal bucket is you have legacy, you have impact, and you have personal achievement. So let's break these down. People who write a book in the personal bucket are looking to make a massive impact. They want to write this book, and if it helps one person, they're so grateful, they're so happy, they're so excited. Money isn't the primary driver for them necessarily. It can be part of it, but sometimes impact. I just want to do this. I've lived a great life. Maybe you've sold a company, and now you want to give back. The second part of this is legacy. Legacy is the idea that you can write this book and it can live on beyond you. This is what we see a lot of people who are parents or grandparents or people that have gone through something incredible and they want to share it so that other people can know. We've had people write books who want their kids to know their true origin story. So they write a book based on all that. We have other people. I was just talking to someone and they write a book because they want their kids and their grandkids to see what they've done in their life, what they've really accomplished. And so this is a great way to pass on your legacy. And then the last thing is achievement. There are so many people out there that I talk to that are like, I've always had a dream to write a book and I've never been able to do it. And so personal achievement is the idea that you want to write a book and you're willing to invest time, energy, and money into being able to get this done so you can cross off a bucket list item. You could be one of the few people in the world who actually does what they dream of doing, okay? And so that's the personal bucket. So the three buckets that people fall into when thinking about writing a book are growth, transition or evolution, and personal bucket. If you follow these three buckets, I'd love to know which bucket do you fall in? More specifically, which type of thing within the bucket is your driving force? Because remember, the stronger the reason, the greater the correlation is to your chance of completion. The greater your chance of completion, the more likely you are to have success with this book. So there you have it, the three buckets that people tend to fall into when considering writing a book.